everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, I am Miranda Marie. For those of you who are returning, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm coming to you with the most anticipated video, which is a get to know me video. Now, I believe I'm gonna make this a part 1 because when I asked for questions, y'all was sending questions in, okay? Like for real, for real. So I thought about this last minute, so I was gonna make it a mukbang, but I already ate my food, so sorry. But I do still have my lovely butter pecan iced coffee, so I will be taking a couple sips throughout the video. So let me go ahead and get a couple in. Oh, so good. If y'all have not had the Dunkin' Donuts butter pecan frozen coffee, oh my God, it's so freaking good. Like, it's so good. But let's get going with the questions. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see, first question. What motivates you to keep going in the middle of chaos? I would have to say what keeps me going in the middle of chaos is just getting it done. Like, no matter what's going on, no matter if it's chaos, if it's not chaos, at the end of the day, we have to get whatever we need done. Like, that's the end goal. That's the purpose of, you know, life. Like, we just have to keep going until, unfortunately, you know, our time is up and we can't go any longer. So what motivates me to keep going in the middle of chaos is just wanting to get the task done, wanting to be able to live the best life I can possibly live. I feel like I'm the type of person, everything happens for a reason, good or bad. Some people would agree with me, some people do not, but I've always just been that type of person. And I've learned as I've gotten older that the things that happen to me, I learn from them, and I learn to make sure that I don't make that same mistake again. So that's what motivates me to keep going in the middle of chaos, if that makes any sense. Question number 2, what happened to your cupcake business? I wanted to try them. So for those of you who may or may not know, I am one of the creators of Sweet Shots Cupcakes. It was a cupcake business that focused on liquid infused cupcakes. Me and one of my best friends, we actually relocated from Columbus, Ohio to Atlanta, Georgia in 2013 to expand on the business. And we did really, really well. Eventually, you know, we kind of went our own ways. She was more so, you know, her main goal was always like broadcasting, radio, journalism, and things like that. And mine was always, you know, the business, of course. But life happens. It got to the point where, which is not a bad thing, it's kind of a gift and a curse, where it became super busy. You know, we were based out of 2 locations. We were still doing events, we were still doing personal orders, but we also both were still working corporate jobs, you know. So it was kind of one of those things, we're making enough money to keep the business going, but we still weren't making enough money to quit our 9-to-5 jobs, if that makes sense. So it just got to the point where it became so much that I had no choice but to put it on pause. I never stopped the business, I just put it on pause. And it has been on pause for a few years now, you know, between the pandemic, and then I ended up going back to school. And then now with the job I have now, with me traveling, I've actually been considering bringing it back. So stay tuned for that. Let's see here. What is your biggest accomplishment and how did you stay motivated? I would actually say my biggest accomplishment was starting a business. Like, for my immediate family, none of my immediate families are entrepreneurs or, you know, have owned or created businesses. If they have, I've known nothing about it. So being a first generational business owner / entrepreneur, that was one of my biggest accomplishments to date thus far. It definitely taught me a lot about myself. It definitely taught me a lot about others. It definitely taught me a lot about business. And it definitely helped me to know how to separate the business from the personal. So, and not even just in, you know, with doing Sweet Shots cupcakes, but even just in my regular healthcare, you know, job. For many years, I've been a supervisor. So it helped me to be able to separate, you know, still being friends with my staff, but also still being able to know when to draw that line. And for them to know, okay, this isn't friend Miranda, this is manager Miranda. And, you know, they do what they need to, you know, needed to do. But I had such a good group of girls where the lines never blurred. To me, the lines never blurred. And I feel like if I was to sit probably all of them down, I feel like they would say the same thing. I've always been able to walk that line. You know how everybody always says it's either black or it's white? You have to be a special type of person to know how to walk dead smack in the middle. And for people, whether they're friends or not, to understand, okay, I'm not taking it personal, even though I don't particularly care for this person, or, okay, this is my homegirl, but I know she's also my boss. So I've been able to not only separate the line for myself, but I've been able to be an example to others how to separate that line as well. So I think that's one of my biggest accomplishments for sure. Let's see here. When are you getting married? I know who asked this question too. When are you getting married? When I get a man. Which leads me to my next question. Do you have a boyfriend? No, I do not. I do not have a boyfriend. I do not have a husband. I do not have a fiance. No, I'm single. What is your favorite color? So my favorite color is definitely purple. When I was younger, I would say red because my birthday is July 4th, the whole patriotic thing, It's still one of my favorite colors, but I've grown into liking purple. Purple is one of my favorite colors. For me, it just brings just a grace, a royalty, a regalness, and it's just, I don't know, it just gives you that like, don't talk to me, you know what I'm saying? Not in a snob, well, you know, people might take it as a snobby way, but it just gives that regalness, you know what I mean? So definitely would have to say purple is my favorite color. Let me see. What has been the worst date you've been on? So actually the worst date that I've ever been on has been since I lived in Atlanta. And you know what they say about Atlanta and dating. Gentlemen, you know, have been in communication for a good little while. We've been talking, conversing, FaceTiming and everything. So when we finally are able to meet and go on a date, first of all, he picked a movie. How are we really gonna, you know what I'm saying? That's my thing. If you go on a first date, don't pick to go to a movie because you can't really talk and get to know each other at a movie. It's dark and you're supposed to be quiet. That's like saying, let's go to the library for our first date. You can't communicate. You can't communicate, and if you can, it's not like in the manner of what you would want to. So that was strike number one. Strike number two was his phone kept going off in the movie, like just kept going off, kept going off, kept going off. And I'm just like, if you need to handle that, go ahead and handle that. So he finally steps outside instead of rudely again for the third time answering his phone in the movie while the movie is going and other people are looking like, what the hell? So that's strike number two. And then three, he comes in and he's like, I gotta go, that's my babysitter. She says that I need to get back. She can't watch my daughter anymore, blah, 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 blah. So for me, technically, that was strike three. I don't have a problem with you having kids, but if you're gonna make plans, and I understand, you know, emergencies come up. I do. I'm not that much of a difficult person. I understand that emergencies come up, they have to leave, but like have a backup or pick a day when you know you're not gonna have your child. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're the type of person where you share custody and they go back and forth between, pick a time when you know you're not gonna have to worry about a babysitter, so stuff like this doesn't arise. But that was my worst day, and the only reason why it turned out to be my worst date was because I later found out that it was actually the baby's mama calling him, trying to interrupt the date, because she was one of them type of people, if I can't have you, nobody can. So that's why it was the worst date ever. Let me see here. How is school going for you? So school is going very well. I am blessed enough to have a job who, you know, is willing to work around my school schedule. I am on schedule to graduate on time. So May of next year is the goal, unless I can, you know, get on a fast track and just knock them out, and then we're looking at winter quarter graduation. So thanks for asking. Keep them prayers going, and I'll keep y'all tuned in on that one. Why did you leave bedside? So I left bedside. I've always worked bedside, whether it was urgent care, family medicine, cardiology, ER. Like, I've always been bedside. I never traveled. Like, the most travel I did was like, with my family practice, we had like 6 different locations. So it was like that kind of traveling, whereas opposed to now I literally travel to different states, different countries, different cities, things like that. So I have left bedside. I always knew I wanted to travel. My goal was, once I finally finished school, to start traveling. But I just got to a point where it was like, I need something different. Like, this is not satisfying me anymore. This is not, I feel like my purpose is much more bigger. And I feel like this is not it. So I was actually gonna take a break from work in general and just go like PRN, but then something told me like, no, just start applying, see, you know, see what's out there. And I applied, and on the whim, I came in contact with a recruiter, and they had a contract available, and you know, the contract was only for so long, and either, you know, if the company wanted to extend a full-time position to you, they would. If not, then, you know, they would put me on a different contract. Well, thank the Lord, they liked me and offered me a full-time position, and I am still with the company that I originally was on contract with, but only I'm a full-time employee now. So, but yeah, I definitely left bedside because I needed something different, and I always knew I wanted to travel and do healthcare. Had I known then, i.e. pre-pandemic and during pandemic, what I know now, I definitely would have applied sooner, so I could have been out there sooner, for sure. Let's see here. What else is on here? What has been your favorite specialty to work in? I would probably say my favorite specialty to work in has been urgent care. I always encourage, it's kind of hard, really urgent care and family medicine, but definitely urgent care. And I say that because you really never know what's going to walk in those doors. Whereas, like, you know, family medicine, you have a schedule, you know, it's only certain things they're going to put on that schedule, so you kind of know ahead of time. But with urgent care, you really never know what's going to work in there. So I always encourage all my new healthcare workers, whether you're a medical assistant, an LPN, a RN, a PA, a nurse practitioner, a CNA, like even a phlebotomist. Like, I always tell new graduate students, try to go to an urgent care. Or if you can't go like work at an urgent care, try and get your externship there. Because when I tell you, that to me, especially if you have awesome providers that work there and PAs and nurse practitioners who are like patient and willing to teach you more than what you really need to know, urgent care is the best thing to kind of tap into everything to see, okay, I really like family medicine, or I really like the cardio aspect of it, or I really like the phlebotomy aspect of it, or, you know, I really like the ortho aspect of it, because you literally get every single thing in there, like everything. everything in there. Even the stuff we're not supposed to get, you're still gonna get. Even though you have to get them out to the ER, you still have to, you get it, and you have to deal with it until, you know, the squad comes in and, you know, they get sent to the hospital and they take over. But definitely urgent care has been my favorite, and family medicine, definitely my second favorite for sure. Let me see here. When are you having kids? I do have kids. I have nieces, I have nephews, I have goddaughters, I have godsons. I do have kids. I might be getting a puppy, so I got kids. What y'all talking about? All my friends who having kids, those are my kids. That's all I need. Let's see here. What is here? If you could go back in time, what would be the one thing you would change? If I could go back in time, this might get a little deep, I'm sorry. The one thing I would change would be the night my mother passed away. I would actually, even though it was like 1:45 when we were leaving work. Now, mind you, I was working at an urgent care at this time, and you know, with urgent cares, you don't leave until the last patient is gone. And it was just one of those seasons where, you know, I think at this time too, like the bird flu was out and all this kind of stuff. So the urgent cares were stacked, flu, you know, stuff like that. And we didn't leave till 1:45 by the time we finished. And I wish I would have still, no matter how tired I was, I wish I still would have had left work and went straight to the hospital to go see her like I said I was gonna see her. I hadn't planned on getting off that late, so I had talked to her and was letting her know. She's like, it's okay. She's like, you just go home and get rest. I don't want you driving all the way out here. I was like, no, Mom, I'll be fine. I wish I would have pushed harder and went to go and be with her one last time so we could actually talk and laugh and all that good stuff. So that's definitely one thing that I would change. Which leads me to this question. Someone said, I know you have a stepmom and your dad, and you talk about them often, but maybe more about your family dynamics. So a lot of my friends and family, well, a lot of my friends may or may not know. For the most part, I think it's mainly most of my closest, like close-knit people. When I talk about my mom, when I talk about my dad and my stepmom, which I hate that, but it just makes more sense for some people. Those are pretty much the parents who raised me since I was 3 months old. I never knew my biological father. I grew up with my mother, but she had a lot of demons that she was facing when I was younger. So really, me and her relationship didn't really start until I was like in the eighth grade, maybe 9th grade. And then we got a whole lot closer. It was a lot of stuff that we both had to talk through and get through, and we did. Like, that was my dog. Like, that's my mama. You feel me? Like, I'll go to the edge of the earth for her no matter what happened in the past. I feel like she made the best decision in making Elaine and Spencer my guardians. She never gave up her parental rights. They were just my guardians. But most of my friends and like teachers and coaches and stuff like that, that's who they knew as my mom and dad, as my parents. Even though our last name wasn't the same, they just assumed that Elaine, you know, that was just her married name, and I still went under Lewis. So, which is crazy, because if you ever see pictures of me posted of like my dad, we look alike. Like, everybody was like, ooh, you look just like your daddy. But if you would see my sister Holly, who, she's really not my sister, but it's his actual child, they look alike, even down to the little gap in their tooth, in their teeth. That's his twin for real. But that is my family dynamics. Their family never treated me any differently. My family never treated them any differently. Like I said, my mom knew Elaine prior to even having me. They were friends, And that's actually how the guardianship happened, because Elaine was like, why don't you just let me have her? You know, you got your stuff going on. She don't need to be around that. So I do have 2 older brothers. We have the same mom. We all have different dads though. But really that's my immediate family. Me, my 2 brothers, Billy and Craig, my mama. And then, like I said, my grandparents, my aunts, like my blood grandparents, my mom's mom and dad, her 2 sisters and 3 brothers. Like, they never treated Elaine and Spencer any differently. Vice versa, their families never treated me any differently. If you ask, you know, my dad's parents, yes, that's my granddaughter. If you ask my mom's parents, yes, that's my granddaughters. Nieces, uncles, cousins, that's our cousin. That's my niece. So it's never been any, sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. Sorry. Okay, we're back. Sorry, I didn't think that would make me emotional, but I think it makes me emotional because I know that I always tell people I had the best of both worlds. You know, one side of my family wasn't always the best examples of how to live your life, or, you know, how to be a family. And then I had, you know, a side of the family that's not necessarily perfect, but I was able to literally see and make the choice. Do I want to go this route or do I want to go this route? So I always say I've had the best of both worlds. And I always say that, you know, the Lord blessed me with 2 moms. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though my biological mom isn't here, I still have a mom left. And even though she's not the one who brought me in this world, I know she could take my ass out. So, and that's one thing I can honestly say. They all really had a great friendship, and they communicated, and it was never an issue. It was always very, oh my God, I'm getting emotional again. It was a very loving environment, and it was very easy. And I know, I know a lot of people don't have it as easy as I did. So I always say the Lord definitely blessed me. And sorry. I'm not gonna cut this time. Y'all gonna get these thug tears, okay? But the Lord really did bless me, and he put me with people he knew would guide me and show me what my life was supposed to be. And granted, it's been some ups, it's been a whole lot of downs, but I can honestly say, when I tell you my parents got my back, baby, they got my back. Family in general, blood or not. They always support me through everything. Always, no matter what, no matter if it's a bad decision, a good decision, a dumb decision, or a smart decision. They've always supported me, but they've always left room for me to fall so that I can learn those lessons, if that makes sense. And I've always appreciated them for that. So definitely blessed about that. I definitely lucked up, that's for sure. That's not even luck, that's blessings for real. All right, enough about that. Okay, next question. Let me see. Oh God, I got a lot of duplicate questions on here. Oh, this is a good one. What is your idea of a perfect man? I'll let y'all know when I find him. Because obviously I'm single, so I've yet to find him. I've yet to find what that is. Do you have any future business endeavors that you intend on embarking in? Yes, I do. I'm not gonna let the cat out of the bag yet, but I do have some things working in the background. I'm hoping for 2024, at least 2 of them will be launched. And by 2025, I'll be working on retirement. So my goal is to retire when I'm 45. That's my goal, to be able to retire. So for as much as I love healthcare and as much as I love traveling, like if anything, I want to find something where I'm strictly like a nomad. Like I'm strictly remote. I don't like, that's my goal, but I'm still making passive income as well. So by 2024, I'm hoping to launch at least 2 of those businesses. And then by 2025, I want to be geared towards working towards retirement. So my birthday is actually July 4th and I'll be 41 and I'm trying to retire by 45. So do the math. How did you feel when you had, wait, what? How did you feel when you had lost all that weight and then gained it back? So, for those of you who do not know, a few years ago, I was on the keto diet. I was on it very, very strictly. This was like about 2018 to about 2020, I wanna say. It was like shortly before the pandemic. So, I had lost a lot of weight. I was like, I'm 5'5", maybe 5'6", and I weighed 289 pounds. I got on a keto diet and I got down to 198. Not gonna lie, I did not work out a whole lot between, you know, my work and then just the dieting, and I would try and drink at least 1 gallon to 2 gallons of water a day. I would also take apple cider vinegar every morning, and really that was it. And it wasn't even like super strict keto. I call it like dirty lazy keto. Lost a lot of weight. The pandemic hit, and I just think that just got everybody, and I still haven't fully got back into the swing of things, but I'm currently back on it, and I have went from 265 to 234. I'm not ashamed to admit that. So currently looking at me today, I am 234 pounds. I will be hitting it even harder. So if y'all are interested in keto and y'all want to know what I do, again, I am a medical professional. I am not a dietitian. Yes, I do work in the healthcare field, but that is not my specialty. I can just only tell you what I do for me. If you want to try it, that is on you. If you have more questions, I would suggest you talk to your primary care provider and or your dietitian if you have one. But if you want to, like I said, know what it is that I do while I'm on keto, I will be glad to do a video and talk to you about that, and get you some recipes, let you know like kind of my grocery haul, what kind of recipes that I do and things of that nature. Drop them in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to do a video on that for you. So I think we're gonna go with one more question. And that question is, I know your birthday is coming up. What are your plans? My birthday is coming up. Like I told you, it's July 4th. And today, as I'm recording this, it is June 27th. So, actually this weekend, I am having a close-knit, intimate dinner with some of my closest friends and family in Atlanta. And then after that, we're just gonna go to like a little lounge and just have some drinks and enjoy some music and have a good time. And then after that, I actually will be leaving to go to Vegas to see Usher. So that was really the only thing that I really wanted for my birthday. That's actually the only thing I've wanted for the last 2 years for my birthday. But you know, things happened last year. I wasn't able to go, and then some of my friends who wanted to go wasn't able to go. And then this year I was like, you know what, I don't care, I'm going. I'm gonna enjoy myself. Let me get my ticket, let me get my hotel. And then it just so happens that a really good friend of mine knew that's what I wanted, and as a birthday gift, they took care of everything. So to that friend, I appreciate you, and I cannot wait to have a good time. because I love me some Usher. And for as long as I lived in Atlanta, and for all the events that we've done in Atlanta, all the places we were invited to go as guests, and he was supposed to show up or he showed up and we had already left, I have not met Usher yet. And I've been a fan of Usher for years. Like, in my mind, that's still my boo. I don't care, say what y'all say, think what y'all think, but that is my boo, okay? That is one of my celebrity crushes. But that is what I'm doing for my birthday this year. So I'm very excited, and I can't wait to bring some videos and such on the channel to let y'all know how my birthday trip went. But this is it for now. This is part 1. Like I said, I had like 100 and something questions, so I had to minimize that. I'm not sure how many questions I answered, but like I said, this will probably be like a part 2, part 3, part 4, because there's a whole lot of questions on here. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Click that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Make sure that you like and share this. Make sure to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell some more friends, to tell their friends to come on over and be a part of the Randa Boo family. So drop them in the comments below if you have any more questions. If you would love information about the keto program that I'm currently on, drop those in the comments as well. Let's get some conversation started in the comments. Let me know how you like this video. Again, I am Miranda Marie. Thank you for stopping by, and until next time, bye.